two dope dudes, bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a light, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast for Two Dope Dudes. We are your source for Midwest cannabis news, culture, and more. I'm Aaron.
I'm Dave.
We are the Two Dope Dudes. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Just living the dream over here.
Yeah, living the dream over here in hot and humid land.
Dude, it is kind of gross.
Yeah, it is kind of gross.
Yeah.
It is kind of gross today. But, you know, such a summer, right? That's how it is?
Yeah, this summer more than any. They,
That's how you know it's, that's how you know it is a season, and it is changing, and it is like moving, and you know, it's just the way of the world. It's
El
as the wheel
Niño-less.
turns. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's the garden outside your door this year? Is it doing
Boom.
okay?
Yeah.
Boom,
booming.
just killing. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's doing really good.
Same here. Finally, I'm hoping the heat this week doesn't get it too much, but I mean, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
We need some rain. Is what we need.
That would be cool.
I
We're
am tired.
supposed to today. I don't know what the hell happened.
I think it is tonight. I think we're
Oh,
gonna get some
nice.
thunderstorms finally and cool off. You know?
I would be into that.
I mean, yeah. Well, it's well, you got doubles tonight too, right? Doubles
yeah.
and yeah, it's gonna be a fun wet doubles, but whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I think so.
What's new with you? How was your weekend?
Fantastic. Just I know some. Oh, I went to a baseball game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was
you know,
it?
f- great once I got to where I needed to be. I don't know if it's just, I don't know. I've never had the issue before, but like being in crowds like that gets me, dude.
Really?
It's a weird. Okay, so like we got there early, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and we were waiting for the gates to open.
Sure.
We're standing in line, and like having all those people around me moving around kind of the way that they were, and I was standing closer to like a garbage can, so people kept coming up and throwing shit, and it was banging
Mhm.
behind me and shit. I don't know why it sent me into this weird funk, but like, dude, I was like, man, I just want to smoke some damn weed right now.
Yeah.
But you can't smoke anywhere over there, so like, yeah.
That's what
And-
edibles are for, my friend.
Nah, I don't. Not for me.
No?
Like it's just so hard to hit the proper spot. So I
Yeah,
like
fair.
smoking as much because it's so like I can go until I need to be where I need to be.
Yeah.
And even if I overdo it by a little bit, I'm like, 5 minutes and you're gonna be fine. Drink a little water, sit down, you know.
Yeah.
But even then, yeah. Sometimes it's just like if I, give me too many extra edibles and then I'm standing in that crowd, I could only imagine where I would be at.
See, I just start off with like a little 10 milligram edible, get the night started off and see how it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Respectable.
Eat that before you go to the concert, and then you got a little, you know.
That I do
I'm not
respect.
saying like, hey, eat a 50 milligram edible. Like, I mean, there's people who do that. That's great, but like,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying,
can't-
like, eat a little, like,
Yeah.
10 milligram, 5 milligram. Be like, all right, cool, just to get the party started, get
Yeah.
everything moving and grooving, and
Yeah.
it's a lubrication,
Just-
baby.
I like that. But look, you give me a little CBD or something, a little CBG in there too. I'd be
Well,
all
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
But-
full spectrum. I mean, some of the ones that I have currently have CBC and CBG, which are really nice.
The one,
You know,
the edibles.
It's
that
like
I
a nice, it's like a nice hug from your mother.
bingo.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep. Yeah, as long as your mother was good to you.
I mean, but
I
yeah,
got a
no,
few friends. Yeah,
CBG is like, the mom that kind of hugs all the other cannabinoids and brings them in and helps them work properly in ways. So I
the
really enjoy
gummies.
having that.
Yeah, the edibles that I eat right now, they're gummies, and they have 2 parts CBD, 2 parts CBG, and 1 part THC.
Oh,
And they're
nice.
nice. They're like 10 milligram THC and then 20, and they're nice. I actually like them quite a
Yeah,
bit. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's good. Even with the impending, looming and impending farm bill hemp ban, it's going to be interesting to see where people are getting their CBD from. The people who do use CBD in the way that we should.
what
I still wish we would see some more education on how to use properly, instead of just federally legalizing and whatever.
well, we saw that. Well, if on Thursday night I was talking about it, there was a new report that came out that says 1 in 5 cancer survivors are using CBD,
Sure.
and it's not a direct correlation or whatever, but
Hmm.
maybe it is, right? We have to do more science before we can directly connect the dots there. But just the fact that 1 in 5 is the answer, that's crazy as hell,
It
right?
is
Like,
crazy.
it's to me, it's wild. It's very cool, and in the favor of the thing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
As it should be.
yeah.
As it should be. Um, let's get into some stuff. We got some cool stuff from John. John did Battle of the Grams this
Oh
week.
yeah, nice.
And then we got a few fun, interesting things to talk about in the news. We've been doing this 3 years now. This is like episode 151. So sometimes in the summertime, and I probably say it every summer, news gets a little light. So not everything's super exciting, but there is some stuff going on in cannabis, is my point. And we do have some fun stuff to talk about. But let's get into my But actually, usually we do. See, I forgot this last week. Usually we do plugs first, right?
Yeah.
And then we do My Bud Jon. And I forgot because we don't have. We changed up plugs a little bit, so I forgot about it. But let's do plugs real quick, and then I'll quit rambling, and we can get on with the damn show. How's that sound?
Fair.
All right, cool. You can find us, the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite podcast and streaming apps, including iHeartRadio. Yeah, iHeartRadio. That was the other one I wanted to mention. Yeah. Come and check us out if you're an audio listener on YouTube at the Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel at Two Dope Dudes is where you can find us. We also do Mondays, actually just 8 minutes ago at 10 o'clock, Dave's Conditional Cannabis Corner clip for cancer came out. That was last week. And on Fridays, we release clips of My Bud Jon, and you can check those out there. And other than that, come listen to my friend Dave on Thursday nights.
Yeah, Thursday. Peace, love, and cope on YouTube. I am live. You may ask me anything about anything, really, but I would love nothing more than to help you figure out how to take your health back into your own hands using this beautiful plant that we all enjoy so much.
Mm-hmm.
So come hang out 8 p.m. Central Time
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Come be a RSO stan. Come be a Rick Simpson stan. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Mr. Rourke, somebody texted me, and Mr. Rourke texted me, but somebody texted me and was like, "Hey, do you know that guy?" And I was like, "No, we don't know that guy. He's just some guy." And they're like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay." I was like, "Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know."
You know, wait until this conditional cannabis corner, you know?
Well, I don't think he checks this channel, so that's fine.
No, that's fair enough by me. What up or down, I don't care. I'm not talking, and if I was talking shit, that'd be all right too. But
Yeah,
it doesn't
okay.
really matter. I'm not. I just think that it's okay to breathe every once in a while.
I know.
Yeah, you gotta let your fingers breathe too if you're typing.
Yeah.
You know? breathe, baby.
I just encourage people not to. Yeah, don't feed the trolls.
Yeah.
Just yeah. Anyway, as I had the thing up and then we didn't go over to it, and then I realized I still had it up. We got My Bud Jon this week. He did Battle of the Grams. He reviewed some Flora, Ozone, Kaviar, and Nature's Grace, different flowers. So without any further ado, My Bud Jon.
Have you ever wondered what to buy? Have you ever pondered if that will get you high? Well, don't just go in and guesstimate. Listen close, get you something great like a tender disco yell. My Bud Jon is here to help.
Hey y'all, welcome back to John's Reviews and Reports. Today we got Battle of the Grams. Alright, we got Kaviar, Blue Unicorn Poop, Ozone's Pave or Pave, I'm not sure which. We got Nature's Grace. It is their Gorilla Gruyere. And Flora, we're doing, it was the Hawaiian Rain Permanent Marker. All right, just to start off, we're going to start off with the Blue Unicorn Poop from Kaviar. Open it up. It smells like poop. Pretty hardcore. It definitely smells like a unicorn pooped in the jar. It's kind of nice, moist, dense. Pack it up. Not thinking I was gonna taste what I tasted, but it kind of tasted like cucumbers to me. So it was kind of a magical difference between poop and cucumbers. Strange. Got me nice and high. Nice, mellow, chill, relaxing. Good high. I liked it. Next, we are going to do Ozone. Their Pave or Pave. It doesn't have a little thing on the E, so I'm guessing it's Pave. Open it up, and to my delight, it looked like definitely more than a gram. I did not weigh it, but it looked heavy, so I was happy. Smoking it was kind of nice, light, fluffy, kind of airy plant. Smell was kind of muted. Didn't really have too much of a smell. Taste was kind of not really there either. It might have smelled like concrete, like the pavement. Not sure, but it was an okay high. It got me sort of high. Not the best of the bunch. Moving on to the Flora, the Hawaiian Rain Permanent Marker. This stuff was fantastic. Open it up, you get a nice permanent marker smell. Nice color to it. Trichomes were just glistening on this bud. Flavor was phenomenal. Had a nice kind of a Hawaiian pineapple-y permanent marker. It was good. I really like this one. This one kind of won best of the batch. This one won Battle of the Grams. Hawaiian Rain Permanent Marker. And honestly, to my biggest surprise, the Nature's Grace Gorilla Gruyere took a hardcore second. I'm astonished. I don't usually say great things about Nature's Grace flower. Usually looks very brown and remediated. This was not. It was very bright, vibrant, smelled like gorilla cheese. It was very impressive. It got me super high. Nature's Grace, Gorilla Gruyere. It's a good one. That was probably the biggest upset out of the bunch. I honestly thought the Kaviar would do a little bit better, even the Ozone, but Nature's Grace impressed. Flora took the top notch. That one didn't really surprise me too much. They put out some great products. Flora is definitely a brand that I would definitely recommend to just start trying all their flower. Everything I've tried has been pretty decent. Other than that, gonna take a quick dab and blaze.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
It was great. I'm actually surprised too. And I'm glad that John's doing these things so I don't have to go do it too. I think it's a public service that this man is doing by checking all of the things possible out there and coming up with the bests for us so we don't have to go poke
Yeah.
around and try. Because, literally no joke, if I only had the money to buy 1 gram and those 4 were the ones out there, I
Mhm.
probably would have picked Flora myself too.
Yep.
But the one thing I will say, difference wise between them, Flora tends to have, and I think all of them do, when they package single grams, they have
Mhm.
little tiny nugs of stuff in there,
Yeah,
and they're not
it's
putting
usually
like
their
a,
C's and D's.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
their lowers.
yeah,
You know,
yep.
not quite as developed usually, I would say. Or it's like the
Maybe
broken
their
apart, you know.
Well, they use their
Yeah,
premium nugs for
sure.
eighths, or
Right.
you know what I mean, like so that they can
They're bigger
justify
unbroken
their,
stuff, but like
yeah.
the bigger stuff that gets broken, you know, they'll just throw it in as a gram for sure.
But it's cool to see a Nature's
Yeah,
product pull
that's
off.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not all of their product is grown outdoors, right? And
Correct.
in the past, they've had batches of things that have been absolute bangers, and but not a brand that I grab for typically. So,
No, and I used to, yeah, yeah. Some of their chocolate edible products were not, they were bangers, but I I just didn't like how they were made. Yeah,
oh,
they ended up put I see. I always think it's weird when you put stuff on top of stuff.
okay.
You know what I'm
They,
talking? Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
Like I don't need like crunchy pumpkin sprinkles on my,
No,
you
see,
know, like
there was a couple of very weird ones.
yeah, yeah. You know what I
Very.
mean? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Because I think they put like hemp seed or something on a couple of them, and weird, like, yeah.
Yeah, it just was not. I mean, I got what they were going for, but it was like, yo, this is for me. This is not it.
Well,
This
and
is
then
for people who like, you know, fancy chocolate in like some weird specialty store.
I will say it's gotten better over the years. Some
Yeah,
of the things that they have done have been unbelievably
yeah.
impressive too. They started making little 50 milligram things instead
Really?
of like the long, chonky 100 milligram ones, because their 100 milligram ones, they were thick bars of chocolate and they were
Mm,
kind of dense. These other ones were like smaller squares,
okay.
way better.
And I'm only talking about like my experience with Nature's Grace edibles was probably like 2018,
Yeah, yeah,
2017. So like
they've
I
evolved since then.
haven't had any since probably, I don't know. Yeah, since then. So
And they made the pretzel nuggets, dude. And I used
really,
to eat the piss out of those things. One, they tasted amazing, but two, they
yeah,
actually did something for me.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah, pretzel
Yeah, no,
nugs.
that's a sounds good.
Hey.
A hey, YouTube comments. Let's get to it. You got it up?
Oh, I do.
All right, sweet.
Sorted by newest.
Cool.
And it says, from our main man, Grow Joe. Congrats on 150. Thank you, brother. It wouldn't be without all of you
Mm-hmm.
for us to make it this far. Mr. Rourke 420. Yeah. Congrats on 150 episodes. All of them highly enjoyable. Thanks for all the hard work, info you have passed to our community. Mr. Rourke, thanks for being part of it.
And thanks for all the joints you've passed to us, Mr. Rourke.
That's fair also.
Man, what a dude knows how to roll, knows how to grow, for sure.
Can I tell you what, so we've had some amazing people come out of this group and shit. That man.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Top notch for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, yeah, we've spent a lot of time, but anyway, Macho Grams. Oh yeah. Welcome back, brothers. Congrats on 150. Thank you, Macho.
Yeah.
And
I was just talking to him this morning.
I think thanks for being here for all 150 of them.
Yeah,
honestly, Macho's been around
for sure.
Damn near the beginning, right?
Yep.
Yeah, my guy.
Yeah.
Dr. Dank Nugs. Best damn grow show. Must be time to take a break from work, roll a doobie, and watch two dope dudes.
That's right.
How privileged we are, my friends,
That's
sometimes. Right. How cool. Thank you all for being a part of it.
Oh, yeah. What do we do next? We just go right to... Yeah. All right. Let's get into some news. Hey, hidden camera found inside restroom at Curaleaf marijuana dispensary in Worth, Illinois.
Shit.
This looks like it was updated, Friday. All right, so police are investigating after a hidden camera was found inside the bathroom of a marijuana dispensary in southwest suburban Worth. Cameras outside Curaleaf at 114th Street. Here, I'm going to pause this because we'll probably maybe even watch this. At 114th Street and Harlem Avenue are expected, but police were called to the cannabis dispensary in June after employees discovered a hidden camera inside a restroom. Police report shows officers collected a USB cord, a black battery power bank, and one mini spy screw camera attached to a motherboard. In the second bathroom closest to the wall, and then it was underneath the sink, said Curaleaf employee Samantha Dean. Do you want to watch this video, Dave?
I don't know if it's necessary. We can, though. I mean,
the people do love the moving.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
The moving images.
Let's do it.
Yeah, hold on.
Are expected, but in June, Worth police were called after employees discovered a hidden camera inside a restroom. A police report shows officers collected a USB cord, a black battery power bank,
I just said that.
and a mini spy screw camera attached to a motherboard.
In the second bathroom closest to the wall, and then it was underneath the sink.
Samantha Dean says she's worked as a bud tender at Curaleaf in Worth for about 3 years. And while she didn't find the camera, co-workers told her that a memory card was also discovered in the bathroom that both employees and customers can access.
Oh, it's awful to feel like my body could be anywhere in this world at this point, especially because time is just going on and on and on, and we have no idea if it was hooked to the internet or we have nothing.
According to the report, employees told Worth police the camera was affixed under the sink and pointed at the toilet. Dean says this picture was taken in the same bathroom where the hidden camera was found. How confident are you that you are on that video?
I highly confident. I cannot use the restroom up there at all. I'm grateful that I live very close, so I'm able to go home and use the bathroom when I have to.
And despite repeated attempts to contact Curaleaf earlier this month, we did not get a response. We even stopped by for a comment Thursday evening and are still waiting to hear back.
First and foremost, we need to find out who did it, because I mean he's assaulted us all.
Well, I said he.
CBS News, Chicago.
I mean, I'm not telling you that it's not a he, but I'm also why is it immediately?
Download for free today.
Hold on a second. Let me undo that. That was not what I wanted. Agreed.
I just don't know how, but also I'm with you. We actually had this instance happen at one of our local restaurants.
Yeah.
A little local diner around here.
Okay.
And what they did was they took the...
Did it have a view?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And so the police went, they searched the camera, right?
Sure.
Which is weird to me also. Okay,
Sure.
because now these guys are getting to look at everything that they want to or whatever, and who knows what they do with the evidence after the fact. Some integrity guys out there, but some pieces of scum too. So
Hey, why
anyway,
do they got to be guys? How you know it's not
damn it,
women?
I just did the same. Fuck, I
Dude,
get
I'm
why
just
they
saying
do
that
it. Yeah.
we people, humans have preconceived thoughts, feelings, notions. It's very hard to take thoughts, feelings, and emotions out of things and look at things objectively. People have to train, and they have to. You have to train for that. You have to practice at it. Try to forgive people when they do it, and not assume malice. That's all I'm saying. Like we're all guilty of it. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Just
I
saying.
mean, and that, yeah.
Not Dave especially. I'm just saying, hey, we're all guilty of it.
No,
That's just
listen,
how
I'm
it is.
sexist. I'm pointing at you, fellas. No, but yeah, what's crazy when the cops went and searched
Sure.
the thing, the person who installed it, because once you hit go and you're
Sure.
trying to set the fucking thing up,
Yeah.
you're on the damn SD card. So just go to the first fucking picture. You don't have to look at any of the rest of them. You go to the first picture, and if it's not some, like they somehow maneuvered it to
Yeah.
face outward without their faces on it, you know what I mean? Like they are on that camera or on that footage also. And I wonder if Curaleaf didn't say anything because a Curaleaf employee.
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, that's the whole thing. Is that it seems like they're saying stuff, but they're not saying stuff. What is weird to me? What is odd to me, folks out there, folks, is that. So, is it a story that it's found at a dispensary, or it seems like they're insinuating that like Curaleaf put it there,
Well,
which is weird.
In the way that this report just went,
Correct. They're
if
trying
I
to
was
say
Curaleaf,
like,
I would make a fucking public statement pretty quickly after this and be like, "Oh, we know what's going on. Nobody in house had anything to do with this.
Right.
Investigations are going on,
Right.
so we didn't want to say anything out of line." I would immediately be trying to cover some tracks there because the way that it sounds now, like you said, it seems like a finger is pointed.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, actually, here we go. The morning after the story aired, CBS News Chicago received a written statement from Curaleaf in which they wrote, "We are aware of the incident that occurred at our Worth, Illinois dispensary. Upon learning of the incident, we immediately notified law enforcement, are fully cooperating with the ongoing investigation. Safety and security of our customers and workers remain our highest priority. We are committed to supporting the investigative process and taking all appropriate measures to maintain a safe environment." Yeah. That's it, which is what they did. Everybody was not, when I looked at this, when this was going around last week, it did not seem that way. They were not advertising this part here.
okay.
That it was more that like it made it seem like Curaleaf did it, which was super weird to me. So that's all I had to say.
Well, and I mean, God, let's hope. I don't know.
I would hope not. But
I
who
reel
knows?
on the idea, like it's like there's a very good possibility that a
Sure.
coworker, especially, and the thing is, dude, if this is a non-public restroom, because a lot of things are behind carded
Access,
badged access, like you can't get past there, then that means if it's behind the badged access, 100% an
question.
employee or a.
So, never mind. I was going to ask a dumb question, but I just had to think about it. Never mind.
Yeah.
It was about badges, and I just had to think about it.
Yeah.
So, I want to share this story. The reason I'm not going up is because there is a huge mugshot picture, and I just don't want to put it on the screen. But the headline is, police arrest a man after finding large amount of marijuana on return trip to Michigan. LaPorte County, Indiana. A man heading to Michigan was released after a traffic stop in LaPorte County. He was later stopped again by the same officer on his return trip. This time, the officer found a large amount of marijuana. This man is charged in LaPorte County with felony dealing in marijuana. According to LaPorte County Police, he was a passenger in a car he rented the previous night in Mississippi when the driver was pulled over just before 8 a.m. Thursday on Interstate 94 outside Michigan City. Police said the men claiming to be going to New Buffalo for a 2-day vacation were found with a small amount of personal use marijuana. The discovery led to a search of the vehicle and finding of an estimated $10,000 in cash inside a nearby, a nearly empty suitcase in the trunk. Police said the officer allowed the men to go since the amount of marijuana was small and no other forms of contraband were found. Just over 3 hours later, police said the officer monitoring traffic at the same location spotted the vehicle with the passenger driving, this time heading back from Michigan. Suspecting they might be involved in criminal activity, the officer caught up to the vehicle and eventually pulled it over. Inside the trunk of the car was a previously empty large plastic tote now containing 15 1-pound bags of marijuana, police said. Well, number one, I've never seen a 1-pound bag of marijuana in a dispensary in Michigan, Illinois, Oregon, Washington.
There aren't any.
That's what I'm saying. So that just going through all the Missouri as well. I've never seen one. I've never seen a place offer to sell 1 pound of cannabis at a regulated dispensary. Just that's my personal experience. Just saying. So police said there was also marijuana inside 3 1-ounce bags and 55 pre-rolled cigarettes in the tote, along with 2 jars containing marijuana and 3 THC vapes. Only 3? Weird.
That's because they stopped at a dispo to get their shit, but they stopped outside the dispo to get other people's shit.
Right.
Yeah.
No money was found in the vehicle during the second search. Police said both men were being questioned when the man admitted the marijuana belonged to him. The man, who's from Columbia, Missouri, was being held in the LaPorte County Jail on a $15,000 bond. If convicted, he could face a 1 to 6 year sentence. In his report, Sheriff's Deputy Wade Wallace, who was involved in the traffic stop, says he believes the men went to Michigan to purchase marijuana, since it's legal in that state, to later sell on the black market. You think?
Okay, listen. Coincidences are coincidences. I don't know how populated or unpopulated where he drove through was, but it feels like
Michigan City, Indiana, LaPorte County.
Yeah. I don't know how, again, I don't know what road he was on. I don't know anything.
It says he was on 99, or he's on 94. I-94.
Oh, dude. How does a cop see, okay, so going one way, so he happens to be faced this way, watching traffic on 94. There's fucking tons of traffic coming
It doesn't
through.
say where it's at. It does say that.
I'm just saying this is a flock camera, dude.
Maybe.
You just got flocked. You just got you got scoped out by all those cameras in the sky. They said, okay, it's a little warning. We stopped this guy, and he was going that direction, and now it's coming back the other way. All I'm saying is LaPorte County uses flock. That's what.
Yeah, I mean they all do. Well, yeah, absolutely. we know that. We absolutely know that. And Flock is a private company, and so Flock doesn't actually. It's not about Flock being a private company. It's about police having law enforcement having access to all this information.
Yeah.
You know. But I do want to share.
They could do the same thing Flock's doing with the license plate recognition system, and they have cameras hanging over every highway out there, every I-pass or what do they call it out there, speed pass or some shit. Every one of those you go under the camera too, so they're just tracking where you're moving.
And I read a report not long ago saying that the police cars were going to start being equipped with I mean, they have plate readers, but they're also going to collect metadata on cell phones, so it will log and track which cell phones are in the car with you as the cop passes you, so they'll know who is with each other, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, what the government say? It's just metadata. It's just metadata. We don't actually have a spying program. It's just metadata collection. You know, it's not gain of function research specifically. You know, you have to understand. You have to read between the lines. Hey, here's some great news. Michigan Supreme Court. Marijuana smell alone no longer justifies vehicle search. The court rules odor insufficient for probable cause under state law. This is great.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Huge.
Yeah.
Hold on a second here. My bad. Michigan Supreme Court has ruled that police can no longer use the smell of marijuana as a sole justification for a warrantless vehicle search in a 5-2 decision in number 165764. Sorry. This is a little small for me, and I don't have my readers on. So, People of Michigan versus Devontae Kirian Jennings, the court found that the odor alone does not establish probable cause that a criminal amount of cannabis is present in the vehicle. Read more about the case in the court's opinion here. We don't have to. Since Michigan voters approved a change of state law in 2018, possessing less than 5 ounces of marijuana is generally a civil infraction, not a criminal offense, except in some repeat cases. Under the ruling, officers must now have something beyond smell to conduct a vehicle search for marijuana. This is great.
It's huge. And you know what my favorite part is? They didn't mention the word burnt or not. They're just blanket statement. Cannabis smell in a vehicle does not warrant you stopping that vehicle and fucking roadside kidnapping somebody to try and incriminate them.
Man, I gotta trim my mustache. It keeps going right into my nose.
Bro.
I know you know. That's why I'm saying it. I'm over here keep doing one of these because you get the rogue hair that just like pokes. Yeah. And you're like, what the heck?
It will get you.
Anyway. So, this is great for Michigan.
Yeah, it's great for all cannabis users everywhere to see an entire state take a stance on it, because typically once a state does something like this, other states go, wait.
And then it becomes the law of the land.
Yeah. Yep.
Law of the land. Marijuana Moment. Hey, I'm already signed up for that. And I like to show their ads because they deserve it. But if you do go to Marijuana Moment and that pops up asking for your email, put your email address in there. So new Vermont law doubling legal marijuana possession limit will help combat the illicit market, top regulator says. Now, where have you heard this before, Dave? We just need to double our limit, and that will fix the whole problem.
Yeah, that's a new thing going on. And a lot of people follow the Illinois market.
They do.
A lot of laws have been written based off of Illinois' market
without any proof that it works.
Yeah.
Without any proof, just going by we're the most equitable.
Literally a single individual's willingness to stand on camera and talk about how equitable this.
Correct.
And literally, as we've seen in the reports that have most recently come out, arguably one of the least equitable and one of the hardest one of the hardest markets for diversity to enter and be part of. So
it was this news story right here, or the one about Rhode Island, where they're refunding 85 of the conditional cannabis licenses that were supposed to be social equity so that they could redo the thing and start over, because obviously, exactly. So speaking to that, like that's all. Of course, that's also going on too. But Vermont's top marijuana regulator said says a newly enacted law doubling the legal cannabis possession limit will help ongoing efforts to transition consumers from the illicit market to legal businesses. He also believes that provisions on interstate commerce could lead to the development of regional standards for the industry. That is actually true. Anything that removes a prohibition will hopefully encourage more consumers to purchase regulated cannabis. James Pepper, chair of the Vermont Cannabis Control Board, told VT Digger. Last month, Governor Phil Scott signed a law allowing adults over the age of 21 to legally possess 2 ounces of marijuana or 10 grams of hash, twice as much as they could previously.
It's exactly the same as us.
I know. The new law also takes steps to potentially enable interstate cannabis commerce, creates a pilot program for marijuana sales at events. Hey. And makes other changes to rules for licensed businesses. Don't let perfect become the enemy of good.
Well,
if I see something bad, we will point it out. But if we see something good, we're definitely going to highlight that too.
Yeah, and
that sounds good. That sounds good. Maybe it's not, but it sounds good.
Well, I mean, they're taking the steps, right?
Sure.
At least they're putting it out there that this is the way we want to go.
Yes.
And that allows for this back and forth argument that typically goes on in this space. So fine. But congratulations to them for actually putting their nuts on the line.
Yeah, for sure. Just like what California, or was it California or just San Francisco just legalized Amsterdam style cafes?
Yeah.
Like cannabis, like that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like
that's
it's
cool.
it's somebody taking a stand, and pretty soon it will hopefully become the law of the land. And that's how the United States is supposed to work. If the majority of the states have something that is that they agree on, generally that becomes the law of the land. That's, it becomes a federal law or something like that. That's how it works. Go back to Schoolhouse Rock to find out how bills are made.
Yeah. I'm just a bill.
Yeah, that's right. So the provision says that such agreements could move forward if federal law is amended. They're talking about the interstate commerce for cross-border cannabis trade. If a federal law is enacted that blocks the use of agency funds to prevent such transfers, here's the provision for why they will allow it. Yeah. And for interstate, we'll have an easier path. Okay, yeah. So they're planning for it, which is absolutely great.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know
Way
that.
to be proactive in something too.
I don't know that the doubling the legal marijuana possession limit's going to combat the illicit market. I don't know if that is ever going to happen.
I think that you have to say that to get the people on board. There's some people who are like, no, marijuana's the devil.
Mm-hmm.
So for those people, if you say, hey, the black market's even scarier, and once we've been a part of this thing, right? Anybody who's listening still, obviously, and we see through a veil of shit that a lot of people still don't see through. They're literally... They're clueless. They're not allowed to think for themselves. We call it propaganda or whatever. It's literally, these people are brainwashed.
Yeah.
And
they are.
What you're sold is fear.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reasoning behind it. All right. That's what you have to worry about. This little tweaky fucking jazz dance motion. That's what we're worried about. No. Nobody ever says cannabis is killing nobody. So why are people afraid of it? Why are they scared of it? And when you say things like black market, when you use bad words like stoned, right? Let's assume purely hands off, Bible thumping, whatever. The word stone means you got chucked rocks at and killed, dude.
Judgment.
That does not mean...
That means judgment.
100%. all of these words that they've made to allow cannabis to be what it is kind of breaks it down in another part, or it adds to the fear for people who are undereducated or completely uneducated on the fact at all.
Well, that's not our listeners. If
No.
our listeners are experts on cannabis because they listen to us, and we are in the weeds way more than most people should be, other than maybe like Cole or Tom Angel,
Yeah.
whatever, Marijuana Moment or Jason Brown. Like, yeah, we rely on those guys, but our listeners are experts, and
Well, and that's the beauty of this thing too, is once you're allowed to see it through a scope of not fear, all right, at least we have possession limits and things where we're able to kind of do the thing to a scale without feeling like a criminal.
Sure.
Once you embrace that even more, now you can look even further into it to see like, whoa, why is something that's so beautiful in one hand treated so bad in the other?
You know why? Because we don't share our stories, and it only takes one story. It only takes one story. So what I challenge all of our listeners to do is to when you encounter somebody who doesn't understand cannabis, share a story about how it's helped you or how it's helped one of your family members, because that's the only way we can get people to empathize. And once people understand, or once people have a friend or a family member where cannabis has helped them, then they can share their story with other people, and that's how we're gonna have to do it, because it seems like it's the only way.
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
Period.
That is why I try to share the stories that I've gone through as often as I can. That's why Thursday nights are what Thursday nights are, because the only way that I know how to overcome the issue, and the issue is the representation of the thing. The only way I know how to overcome it is to represent it the way that is really happening. There's a truth behind all of our experiences and whatever. But grateful again. I'm just grateful that the space is available for all of us to consume.
Oh yeah. You ready to get into Dave's Conditional Cannabis Corner?
What a transition.
What a transition.
Yeah.
And hey, if you out there, if you want to come tell your story, if you would like to be on the show, and come tell your story about how cannabis has helped you or helped somebody that you know, or reach out to us. You can always reach out to us, and we love you. So
I'd love to compile a list of and people don't like to put their face on things. If not a video of, just a conversation of, this is where cannabis has taken us from a place to another, and
we might,
especially health wise.
You got some symptoms from your condition to help you feel better. That is my mission. At the Conditional Cannabis Corner, you can get that information, and it won't even cost you a quarter.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Thanks for hanging again today. Episode 151. I used to drink alcohol, and those three numbers, one after the other, mean something totally different back in the day. But today it's a great thing, and I'm happy to be part of it. I just wanted to talk for a moment about the condition we call life. There seems to be, and I don't know what your level of engagement with it is out there, but I know that a lot of people are engaging with it. There seems to be a lot going on in the world. War, financial crisis, climate crisis, job crisis. There's quite a bit of crisis and bad that's happening. And the talks of bubbles and the fear of just there's a lot of extra pressure currently, that though it's very real, maybe some of us are taking on too much of it. And I beg all of my friends to consider sitting back with a joint every once in a while. It's one of the most beneficial parts of this plant, too. I know I talk a lot in the Conditional Cannabis Corner about how symptomatically we can kind of help alleviate the inflammation or the headache or the sleep problem or the appetite, or there's a lot of different parts of symptom relief that we can use cannabis for. But I hate that in that I brush over the cannabis just feels awesome. It helps you relax, if you use the right stuff, if you're not using too much of it. It's very nice for creativity, laughter, general just pleasures and enjoyments. It heightens the senses and it makes people feel really good. Why do you think a lot of people do it? Now, the beauty in that is that it makes you feel really good without a very bad rebound to that. Okay, you're not going to harm yourself very much if you use very small amounts of it. And I say very much, I mean like at all. Cannabis is a very good, useful tool in the F it all aspect of it, where I literally mean, yeah, screw this. There's so much crazy going on, and you're ingesting all of it. You're feeling the stresses of all of it, especially if you allow yourself to consume it. So maybe what I believe is a good thing for a lot of us to do is to put the phone down, get out from in front of the television, go away from the computer screen, and, like a lot of our friends in here do, get in the garden. When all of you say, man, the garden is therapeutic, being in with your plants is therapeutic on its own, it is because there is a sense of doing, and there's a pride in what you're doing, and there's a reward in what you're doing. At the end, you get to benefit from that by the beautiful flowers that you produce. And I think that it's okay every once in a while, and I think more people should consider doing it. Put the phone down for a while, pick up the joint, and then also just go sit in nature. Go be around people, interact a little bit more. And I know that the interaction that some of us want to go through, because there's so much pressing in your head, you're thinking about it so much, the finances, the war, the jobs, the interaction, it's just a lot. And it's okay to use cannabis every once in a while. If you want my opinion on it, according to the standards of what there is out there, find something that they call Kush or OG or very indica dominant, something that is a little bit more sedative or relaxing, because typically the thing that we're feeling, anxiety, is just the wheel spinning too damn fast. And adding all these good feeling sativas that get you up and energetic, it's like drinking coffee all damn day, and and all you're doing is waiting for the big crash. And like, no, right? Take a little indica, take the edge off, relax, go sit. You don't have to sit in the couch, because in the couch typically means there's a TV in front of you. And in the couch isn't bad either, but go sit in a lawn chair and watch the beauty of nature happen. Feel the wind, because it's real nice. Feel the sun, because actually it's real nice too. The excessive amount of heat can be a little bit much, but the fact that we feel anything at all, the fact that we are still alive and doing it, it's much better than sitting in a place of anxiety or depression all the time and then feeding said anxiety and depression by our poor choices. And but by that I literally, it's scrolling the reels and the shorts. Watching television to me is depressing. If you watch the news, I can't beg you to do something less. There are ways of retaining that information, but news from your big corporations nowadays, it's gross. It's not made to make you feel any better about yourself, and it's not made to inform you about anything else except for what they want to inform you on. There's good ways to find information now. And also, too, sitting around, especially in a group with a couple other friends, maybe, and having conversations without the phone in your hand, having conversations about the things that you're going through may help put you in check also, so that you're not super out of, you know, control of the thing. But um cannabis is more than just a symptom alleviant. It has something more to it, and it's not just an intoxicant. It's not a even comparing it, and I think our buddy Brandon Krieger does a good job of comparing this to caffeine, and there is something there, but like cannabis is just in a world of its own. It is a really good F it all in the nicest way possible. And F it all to the bad, embrace it all to the good. And I think cannabis does a really good job of that. So, for all of my friends who are going through some rough times and you're feeling the pressure and you're, political or religious or even family stuff, right? It's not bad every once in a while, if you're going through the wild stuff with the family, to go sit down with the family and have a conversation. And it's a big risk, right? You're putting yourself out there in a weird way sometimes, but we got comfort to go back to. After the hard time that might be that conversation, we can go back, smoke a little something, and go, you know what? Wasn't the results that I wanted. Don't let it stress you out more because you didn't get the responses that you wanted from the conversations. It's just having said conversations, and some of them don't land right away. But a week later, 2 weeks later, because you've had said conversation, once somebody catches themselves in the loop of doing what they're doing, now you're back into them checking themselves and going, you know what? I shouldn't be mad at this person, right? Especially when what you're doing comes from a place of happiness and health and love and, just trying to bring peace to the world. Um, Cannabis is good at that. And let's not forget that we should use this for that. The atomic bomb. But anyway, that's it. I love y'all.
Take a break, put the phone down, delete social media, hit the gym, get a lawyer.
Get a lawyer. No,
that's-
ChatGPT can be your lawyer.
I mean, well,
nowadays.
that's an old Reddit / social media joke about what to do when you get broken up with is hit the gym, delete social media, and get a lawyer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
When put into context, that's kind of great.
Yeah, it's kind of great.
Phenomenal.
It's great. So, but yeah. No, social media is terrible. I haven't had we don't have cable in my house. I haven't had cable since I moved back from South Carolina, which was 2009.
I think there's a beauty in some of the media that we have
Sure.
out there. Some of the storytelling and whatever. The very
It's the like changing the channel, looking, scrolling.
that can be doing.
That's what we used to do. We used to just change the channel for hours.
Or if you're somebody who goes on Netflix and can't decide what they want to watch, and you're scrolling through everything and you're watching only the what do you call them? The little
trailers,
commercials.
yeah.
The trailer. There you go.
Or bumpers, as we call them in the business.
I tell you what, type in the words David Attenborough, okay, and just enjoy. Okay, just watch something about nature out there. And how
you can do the same thing on YouTube. You can cast it right to your phone.
David Attenborough, the man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, make you feel good. Or I don't know, like
maybe not.
You don't have to pick like Star Wars or Marvel or some of that shit. Like that's lighthearted.
Yeah.
And though there's like pew pew, somebody gets like shot with a laser cannon.
Yeah.
Right. It's completely different of a thing
it's a space
that it
western.
does to the brain. Yeah.
Yeah, go watch
Yeah.
some old spaghetti western. Go watch 12 Ronin or something.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I feel like every show, like some of my family members that I'm
Mhm.
around enough to see their choices of, um, movies and stuff.
Sure.
Everybody's getting shot. Everybody's getting kidnapped, raped. Like I'm like, Jesus, like what is this? And this is just a desensitized way of believing
You're not
that
wrong.
humans are going about themselves. Walk out into public, like a lot of this isn't happening.
That's right.
And you would never
That's
allow
right.
it to happen. And crazy enough, a lot of us would do the hero thing
Yep.
before without even it's not a conscious decision. It's just the right thing to do.
We're out here
I'm not
picking
gonna
up
allow-
trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're out here picking up litter.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What do you do for, your fellow human? For sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, episode 150. What did I say it was? 150.
151,
Yeah, 150.
dude.
I had to
I'll
look
never
up.
forget.
Yeah, 151.
Mhm.
Episode, I almost said 152 for some reason. So episode 151. Hell yeah.
We had a friend we used to call 151
Oh, yeah?
because of his drinking habits.
Because he liked that Bacardi? Or did he
Dude.
just look like a bat?
No.
Oh no, he was just ugly and he had a bad face. He had a bad face, so we called him 151.
He had a wild red spot. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no, we called him shit stain.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, anyway. Sorry, Josh. Anyway, we love you all. Smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
Peace.
Later, y'all.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.
Donuts.